It's probably a bit premature to determine whether such a vaccination passport will be mandatory. But again, it's all about restoring confidence of the travelers and making sure that they feel okay to travel and we stop the spreading of the disease.
That's right, Peter. And once you restore confidence, you can restore demand. The Emirates President Tim Clark telling us exclusively just last week that he expects demand to start to normalise in 2022. What's your own working assumption on when we are actually going to get people back into the air and they do have the confidence to get flying again and we see demand returning to pre-COVID levels?
Well, I would follow the positive notion of Tim Clark there. We have seen this summer, even in the midst of this crisis, when some of the borders were starting to open again in Europe, that especially on the leisure side, traffic was resuming rather quick. And now, even today, with the vaccine information, we see some confidence coming back in the market. So the working assumptions we've done so far is in the range of 23, 24. But I keep in mind also some more positive notions. If the vaccine is effective and people just want to go back in the air and do where they were flying before.
Indeed, and there's still so much uncertainty out there about the vaccine. Peter, I also wanted to ask you about the outlook for the business as well, because so far you've received an incredible amount of support from the government, 3.4 billion euros, and of course access to credit facilities too to help KLM survive. But the report suggests that you're going to need a lot more. So can you tell us what your financing requirements are going to be in the future and how much more money you will need in order to ensure that KLM survives this crisis?
I think it's good to clarify. You mentioned 3.4 billion. That's 1 billion of loans and 2.4 billion of credit facilities from the Dutch government. And in addition, there's a sort of local labor support program in place. That's for the KLM side, 1 billion loan, 2.4 billion of credit facilities. And also Air France, as part of the Air France KLM group, has 7 billion from the French government. For now, that's our working assumptions, and I cannot go into any further sort of details or speculations. What's the next steps there?
Okay, so not ruling out an additional raise there. But Peter, as you move forward from this crisis, are you going to have to change the size and scope of what KLM is and what KLM does into the future? Are we going to see a different looking KLM Air France as we emerge from this very, very challenging period?
Well, of course, we'll try to make a better KLM and a better Air France KLM going forward. And I very much believe that our business model and the hub and spoke system we are running will prove its value in the past, and it will do so in the future. And I believe even so the recovery of the traffic will be led through the hubs for intercontinental travel. And we see that already today. Today we're serving 16 destinations in Asia, and we're collecting that from roughly 90% of our European network, which is still in operation. So on the European scale, we do 90% of the destinations, 50% of the capacity. And with that, we're able to feed this network into Asia. So this industry recovery will be led on a long-haul basis through the hubs. And we believe that we can, we should, and we will play a very important role in that.
Right, 90% of your European network at 50% capacity. When do you see capacity being able to rise above 50%?
Well, again, it will probably depend on the speed of the vaccine availability and the trust restoring. If we see the summer operation, the last summer operation, we quickly moved up into the range of 60 to 70% in basically after being to a complete standstill in May, we were back to 60 to 70% in the month of July and August. And if we take some comfort of the rapid increase again, domestic China, where the COVID situation is well under control, I think we can be confident that the European network, when the vaccine is there and confidence is restored, will step up again rather quickly.
You say that the cargo division has been a silver lining for KLM. Will you be actively working to help out in the transportation of a vaccine globally, and what would that mean for the bottom line?
Yeah, cargo has been a very crucial part of our business basically for years already. But during this crisis, we've given it even more and special attention. So we do operate quite a significant part of our network, our long-haul network, as a cargo only to quite a few destinations we fly with 777-300 just to transport cargo. And obviously in the Air France KLM group, we have now fully prepared ourselves to also start supporting the transportation of the vaccine all across the world. And we have done so over the past few months with a lot of medical equipment to be brought to Europe and brought to the Netherlands. We'll do so now in preparation for the transportation of the vaccine.